Guys, either Vegeta's gonna have like one of the craziest moments, or they're gonna completely let us down, because come a few episodes, guys, according to some of the titles, Vegeta's gonna be taking on Jiren, challenging the strongest. And then in the following week's episode, I mean, they could take this in many different directions. If they tie this into Vegeta, we're going to be seeing something crazy from him. He's going to be getting a huge moment. Now, whether it's Ultra Instinct Vegeta, the attack version, whatever version of that he masters, we don't know. It could be a completely separate new power. However, one thing is for certain. If he plans to get any kind of like good blow-in on Jiren, he's going to have to show us something we have never seen before. Just to give you guys some context before we start breaking this down and I give you guys my thoughts, we're down to 3 universes right now: Universe 7, Universe 11, and Universe 3. Universe 3 we're probably going to wrap up next week. Now, there's no episode on the 31st of December, so the following week's episode, the first episode of 2018 that airs on January 7th, will be the episode with that Vegeta moment where he decides to take action. Episode 122, Staking His Pride, Vegeta challenges the strongest. Now, I'm hoping Vegeta goes at Jiren as a result of a situation where he has to come in and help. I'm hoping it's not just Vegeta, like, jealous that all these other characters have shined, and he's like, you know what, I need to step in, I need to fight for my family now in my universe, and just do something reckless. Because if they put Vegeta in that situation where he's extremely impatient and he just wants to get a couple blows in on Jiren, and then they body him, they get rid of Vegeta that way, and that's maybe where Goku starts to go off, I would be incredibly disappointed as a Vegeta fan, because, you see, they constantly push the fact that Vegeta's had the most eliminations in the tournament thus far, but we don't care because we don't want to see Vegeta take out the trash, fighting off-screen fodder characters that don't matter at all. We want to see him fight the big guns. And I don't think Toei's that messed up to where they'd have Jiren just annihilate Vegeta, give him a big fat L, just an embarrassing loss on his part where there's almost like no redeeming that in the Tournament of Power, because they might end up taking him out fully. Like, Vegeta might lose and he might not be on the arena anymore. That's what they could do with this character. And the reason I say that is because, listen, we still have Gohan, we still have both of the androids, we still have Frieza, so we've got a lot of characters on our team, and we also need a reason for Goku to go off. Now, it would make more sense for the elimination of Goku's son to trigger him versus Vegeta. He doesn't have that strong connection to Vegeta, of course, but who knows, they could take this in any direction, especially since they just teased recently Vegeta trying to achieve Ultra Instinct by fighting Kato Pesla. Like, I don't know what kind of joke that is, but that's never going to happen in a million years. Vegeta's gonna need to go through some kind of process, some major process to achieve great power like that. And if they throw him in a fight against Jiren, and then only for Goku to fight in the following week's episode, I don't see him achieving Ultra Instinct that way. So I'm gonna have to make a major prediction and say I don't think Vegeta's gonna attain Ultra Instinct in the fight against Jiren. There's no build-up that suggests that's going to happen, especially if Goku achieved it against Jiren. Why would they kind of mirror that onto Vegeta? Vegeta needs to do things his own way. For instance, Whis told Vegeta that the way that he would go about mastering his body is by relaxing because he thinks too much. That's completely separate from Goku's process, right? So they should do things a little bit differently with Vegeta. And what they've been pushing for some time now is that Vegeta's gonna fight Toppo. That's going to be the fight that possibly brings everything out of Vegeta. You've got the number 2 on our squad versus the number 2 on Universe 11, the God of Destruction candidate, and that could force something crazy out of Vegeta because of the fact that Toppo is a monster himself. Toppo is, at the very least, on Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken X20, right? Somewhere around there. I'm assuming it's somewhere around there. So if Vegeta ends up basically either tying with this dude or defeating this dude, we know Vegeta is stronger than Goku before he achieved Ultra Instinct, and that would be something major for us Vegeta fans, especially because I don't see him toppling Toppo without some kind of power-up. What I'm trying to say here is, if Vegeta's going to go about attaining Ultra Instinct in the Tournament of Power, it's not going to be to Jiren, it's going to be to Toppo. And one of the things I've been saying for some time now is that Vegeta's going to come through at the end of the fight between Goku and Jiren, round 2, and he's going to come to save the day. that would be legendary for us Vegeta fans. Having him super reckless right here, jumping at Jiren, staking his pride, taking a big major L, triggering a reaction in Goku would be one of the biggest letdowns. And if they end up doing that, I would be so disappointed. Guys, you would see a major rant that week from me as a Vegeta fan if he ends up losing permanently in the Tournament of Power, trying to just jump at Jiren like an idiot when he does not have to. Now, the episode 123 title reads, Full Body, Full Spirit, Full Power Released. And automatically when Dragon Ball fans hear that, they automatically think Goku, like full spirit, full body. The last time we heard body and spirit basically being released, anything like that, was when Goku went Ultra Instinct for the first time against Jiren. So now people are saying we're going to see Goku go UI again, possibly the mastered version very soon in episode 123, possibly where there's that red aura that we saw where he's shirtless. And I've got to say, hold the brakes. I don't see Goku having a reason to use Ultra Instinct right now against Jiren off the bat, especially if the center focus of the previous episode is Vegeta throwing himself at Jiren. It would make no sense. They might as well name episode 123 title Vegeta the biggest loser in Dragon Ball Super. But they're not going to do that. I don't think Toei's going to mess things up that badly. It's hard to believe, right? Because Toei's been taking powers Vegeta attained first in the manga, like Super Saiyan God swapping, giving it to Goku in the anime, when Vegeta doesn't even have an equivalent to Goku's most powerful form, basically being Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. There's no completed Super Saiyan Blue in the anime, and I'll stress this point as much as possible. Vegeta is basically one step behind of Goku in the anime, whereas in the manga version, things aren't like that. So if they're going to take it now in the direction of Vegeta's going to basically lose against Jiren to trigger UI and Goku, I think that would be some of the worst writing I've ever seen on Toei's part. I mean, the Vegeta fan in me will rage. Now here's my prediction. I think Vegeta's going to be having two major moments in the Tournament of Power. He's going to throw himself at Jiren, and he's going to go all out. And I believe the following week's episode, 123, Full Body, Full Spirit, Full Power Released, they're talking about Vegeta. They're not talking about Goku. So Vegeta's going to basically bring out all of his power, all of his current power against Jiren. I'm not talking about Ultra Instinct. I'm talking about something Vegeta confidently knows right now. Because, again, he tried to trigger Mastery of Self movement out of himself, taking a beating from Kato Pesla. That did not work, right? So they're trying to show us that Vegeta, at some point in time, because of his interest in UI, he will eventually attain it. He's the Prince of all Saiyans. But he's not going to do it at his own convenience whenever he wants. This is not something that he knows, so he naturally is not going to be able to bring that out against Jiren. That's not the full body, full spirit, full power they're talking about in episode 123, despite the fact that I believe they're connecting that to Vegeta. What's more likely is that Vegeta is going to pull out some kind of god power against him. Referring to Jiren, they're either going to slide Vegeta the completed Super Saiyan Blue, which would make sense now more than ever because he does not have an equivalent to Goku Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, or they're going to give him god swapping, but on top of that, just overall increasing his Super Saiyan Blue power. They're probably going to do something like that because we know Vegeta trained for Super Saiyan Blue. At least that's all we know. That's the only thing we can speculate on, is that he trained his peak power in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber before being recruited. I'm assuming this is not Ultra Instinct, guys. That would be absolutely insane if he gets the attack portion of it, which I do want him to get, but just it would not make sense right now as these circumstances present themselves. And I don't think this is going to be something out of the ordinary, a power-up that really makes no sense whatsoever. They're probably going to build off of what Vegeta already knows. That would make a lot more sense, and that would explain why he is as confident as he is in the face of new powers like Ultra Instinct and bald alien enemies that seemingly are unrivaled like Jiren. I think Vegeta's going to climax Goku before he achieved UI against Jiren. Now, don't mistake that for him beating Jiren. I think Jiren's going to take Vegeta out. He is going to defeat him. Now, is he going to wipe him out from the tournament, fully, take him out? I don't think so. I think he's going to have two major moments. He's going to throw himself at Jiren according to these next few weeks' episodes, which is crazy. But I also think Vegeta's going to have a lot of time to shine against Toppo, and if he achieves UI in the Tournament of Power, it's not going to be to Jiren, it's going to be to Toppo, because that's the fight they've been pushing for some time now. That makes a whole lot more sense. We know Goku vs. Jiren Part 2 is the main course of this tournament, as Goku's shirt is off, as he has that red streaking aura. That's the fight they're really pushing. Vegeta's not going to defeat Jiren, and he's not going to tame UI against Jiren. That wouldn't make much sense. The only thing I could see them doing with Vegeta, if he ends up defeating Toppo and they don't give him a big fat loss against Jiren as he throws himself against him, which would be absolutely horrendous, as I've stated multiple times in this video, where Vegeta doesn't even get to fight Toppo. Jiren just eliminates him. I mean, he eliminated Hit in one episode, guys, so it's not out of this world, right? Because Hit is stronger than Vegeta, by the way, and obviously, Jiren took Goku out, who's, much closer to his power level than Vegeta is currently. What they could end up doing is having maybe Vegeta save Goku when he's on the ropes, maybe buying him some time, maybe we could even see a fusion. But that's all just hypotheticals and predictions. I want to hear what you guys think. What do you think about episodes 122 and 123? Is this going to be Vegeta's big moment to shine, or are they actually referring to a Vegeta loss in 122 and then Goku going all out in 123? Again, as a Vegeta fan, that would be